皆さん、こんにちは。すみません. Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to play some Dominion. Whoa. Dominion games looks a bit different from how I remember it. Is today like April Fool's or something? I'm kind of afraid to play a multiplayer game, so I clicked single player because I'm not sure if this reskin that we seem to have done has changed anything at all. You know, I don't want to click on a smithy and it turns out to be a moat, right? I hate it when that happens. View the tutorial. There's a tutorial? No, I've spent enough time reading the wiki to know what's going on. Yeah, this is quite a reskin, isn't it? And they've renamed Lord Raddington, it looks like. Maybe this is his daughter. They've renamed me, too. That's weird. How do they know my legal name? No, that's fine. Lots of people know my legal name, which is Roger, by the way. Now looking at this board, the folks at Dominion Games seem to have done a really great job with this reskin. Well, for a given definition of great, I suppose, depends on your inclinations. Wait, no, this isn't just a reskin, is it? Silver costs 4. This is a whole nother game. Oh, why would they make silver cost 4? Well, I mean, silver is a notoriously strong card in Dominion. Many players complain about this, in fact. How, you know, you always open silver, right? Like, double silver, that's an opening on 99% of Dominion boards. I looked up the statistics, mind you. So, making it cost 4 means you can't. It means in most circumstances, unless you got that Baker coffer that you'd be so happy to spend on a second silver, you can't open double silver. I might assume it's also an indirect nerf to Theodim, in fact. Theodim, in case you don't know, it's considered a notoriously strong alt VP card, centralizing on most boards it's present on. Yeah, so many games would just devolve into buying silver and buying Theodims. Whoever wins the Theodim split basically wins, so. And then just keeps on buying silvers, but if silver costs 4, it's a bit harder to buy those silvers. Letting the province player catch up, maybe. Well, you know, if you made the mistake of going for provinces on a Theodim board, no, that's your loss. But besides silver, another thing I noticed is that copper costs 1 now. Now that's a change many players have been clamoring for, I think. Well, about half the player base. That is the half the player base that's not the copper strategists out there. Copper strategists, they love how copper costs 0. Makes them carry out their copper strategies all the more cost efficiently. Now that it costs 1, some of those dominating copper strategies, you know, they're nerfed a bit, I suppose. However, well, it's less so a nerf and more a side grade of sorts, because at a higher cost, copper is gonna synergize with trash for benefit a whole lot better. For instance, you could upgrade your coppers into state. No, you can't, because estates cost 3 now. Huh. Estates cost 3. That's so that estates can synergize with trash for benefit even better, because that's what you do with estates. You use trash for benefit cards such as okay, there's no trash for benefit cards in this game. I mean, on this board, but if there were, you'd be turning your estates into whatever these things do. Though now that I'm looking at the green cards, I'm noticing that they removed Duchy. Well, that's another knock against a notoriously strong source of alt VP. That being Duke. Duke? Oh my goodness. Duke games, they would just evolve into buying out the Dukes, then buying out all the Duchies. Terrible. I hate Duke games. So, well, they decided to cut out the problem at its source and remove Duchies. I think that might have been the right move. Now, let's see. What else are we looking at here? Yeah, some of this is kind of hard to parse, isn't it? To change some of the terminology. But, as a connoisseur of what I believe they call Japanimation, I think I've got this whole rodeo figured out. So, this is Necropolis, actually. You might not know her by this name. Kagari Ichi... Kagari Icho... Freaking taking Japanese lessons, I should be able to do this. Kagari Ichinomiya. Ichinomiya. Kagari Ichinomiya. Kagari-sama, Love is War. I love that show. But anyways, this is Kagari, who's secretly Necropolis. And, well, she's been turned into a kingdom card now, rather than a shelter that you start with. Now, personally, I don't think I agree with this decision. I think that if I were to turn a shelter into a kingdom card that shows up as one of the 10 piles on the board, I would have picked Overgrown Estate. Because, well, especially now that duchies have been removed, having an extra source of alt VP in the form of Overgrown Estate, which, by the way, on account of being an extra named victory card, synergizes great with Territory, I believe it's called. You know, it would be pretty nice. Though I guess you don't really need that many other good sources of alt VP now that Faedom's been nerfed. There's not going to be as many Faedom games. So, yeah, well, as I was saying, Overgrown Estate, prime candidate for being turned into a kingdom pile. Its powerful draw on trash, that's gotten me out of a few bad situations, and its dual type, really helpful for Rice. But, anyway, I guess, what's this? Oh, hi, Hireling. Hello, Hireling, with an estate. No, not an estate. This is 2 estates, because it costs 6. Estates cost 3. I see. It's because 3 plus 3 is 6. I think I'm understanding some of the game design behind this. So we seem to have the 3-4 split. I think I'll open Village, because playing a Village deck is notoriously strong. And then I have to press end turn, even though there's nothing else I can do. Unfortunately, I can't buy a copper right now. Oh no, I don't have any extra buys, but often when you have 0 money left... I do have an extra buy? That's not a buy. That is, that's action. I know the terminology, because I've seen at least 2 animes, as they call them. Japanimes, if you will. Now I've got the 4 here. I could grab a silver. It's pretty tempting, actually. Could also buy an estate to get started on scoring immediately. Over here, oh, I see. This is a terminal silver, costs 3. And it has the gimmick of you remove it from your deck for alt VP. That's really good, actually. A complaint I hear lots of Dominion players have about the game is that there's so many terminal silver cards whose gimmick is that they do something when you play them. That's lame. No one wants cards that do stuff when you play them. That's stupid. It already gives you two coin. That's all it needs to do. It's too complicated if it does anything else. But here we have a card that you either play it for 2 coin, or you get to remove it from your deck. That's fantastic game design. It gives you a choice. Speaking of choices, Pawn, everyone's favorite card, but also very powerful because it gives you so many things. It's like a market for 2, right? I've noticed with my eagle eyes, my 20/20 vision, that Pawn in this reskin seems to have been split into 3 different cards that provide 3 of Pawn's bonuses. Some provides +5, some provides draw, powerful draw, mind you, because it only costs 2. 2 for 1 draw? That's not half bad if you ask me. And also +1 coin, slightly more expensive copper, but it synergizes better with Trash for Benefit, of which there are none on this board. On this board. I'm sure it exists in the game somewhere. It's not like the design decision to make the game based around maids meant that they couldn't necessarily trash the maids. I mean, reskin the game. Yeah, my store is checking out. I've noticed that there's no card that matches Pawn's plus action bonus. I believe that's because it would be much too powerful. A 2-cost card that gives you +1 action and does nothing else, I think that will break the game on account of its cheapness. Yeah, but as a seasoned Dominion player, I know that you shouldn't discount those 2-cost cards. They may seem weak because they're 2-cost, but they're powerful. Cards like Chapel, State, well, not anymore. State costs 3 now. And Search, which is a terminal silver that removes itself from your deck. Now removes it from itself from your deck. But then it does something. That's so complicated. Thank goodness this one doesn't. I don't know what it'd do if it did. This one seems to be a... No, I'm sick of explaining. I'm just gonna buy silver. That's what I've always wanted to do. Let's see what Lord Raddington does. Lord Raddington opens a village. Rookie mistake. You don't have any terminal action cards to play. I think I'll open, and I think I'll grab whatever this thing is. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, voice line. It looks like I bottom decked my village. That's fine because I don't have terminal actions in my deck yet. Let's just buy another silver, I guess. It looks like my village collided with an estate. Now, as somebody who's able to parse this game on account of my extensive manga knowledge, I am aware that, secretly, these villages are actually able to exile your estates, and only your estates, actually. And thus are a form of thinning. Now, if only there was a way to thin coppers on this board, that would be great. There is a way to thin coppers. With mine. Though, her real name is Sainsbury Lockwood, which is easier to pronounce than some of these other names, like... I don't even know how I'd pronounce that. No. What does this even mean? Lord Raddington. Okay, I can pronounce Lord Raddington. So anyways, it seems that to thin your coppers, all that you need to do is turn it into a 4 or less card, such as this one, which I've established is removed from your deck, and then play it. Yeah. That's not that big a hassle. So, copper thinning in this reskin seems to be quite powerful. Anyways, I'll do a bit of playing off screen, because I am bored of commentating, to be frank. I forgot to record the results screen, so you guys will just have to take my word for it that Lord Raddington's daughter, just like her old pop, ain't nothing against me. Anyways, I was thinking of ending this video here, but I think I'm in the mood for one more game, so...